Alright folks, today we're going to do a rod and reel arsenal update video. It's been probably about 2 years since I did my last one. So here's a 2015 full update of what rods I got. Alright, well first up, got a Dobbin spinning rod here. It's a 703, got extra fast tip on there. Got a Shimano Symmetry 2500 FL. Great spinning reel for the price. Great rods, just really balanced. I love the Dobbin's rod. They balance extremely well, and I got a 20-pound Power Pro braid on there. Next up, this is my original spinning rod that I started with when I got into hardcore fishing. I fished my whole life, but since 2010 I've been pretty hardcore about it. This is a Team Daiwa. This is the TD-TR661MFS. 6'6" medium, fast tip lures 1/8 to 3/4, line 6 to 14. Got the job done for the most part, but the tip is, to answer fellas, it's got, this rod's been through hell and back pretty much. You got a Daiwa Exceller 2500 HA on there. This reel is gone. A lot of wear and tear in there, but it held up. Got me up to 4.5 pound fish, no problem. And that is a 30-pound Power Pro braid on this. Next up, I have a Garcia Veritas. When I started using the bait case, I got into these rods. Held up decently for the price. This is a 7.6 medium heavy, fast tip. This is pretty much my utility rod. I use this for a lot of different things: frogs, jigs, spinner baits, plastics. I got a Shimano Corrado 200E7 on there. These reels are the best when I got them. It's still a really good reel to this day. I mean, it's still holding up, no problems whatsoever. 7-to-1 gear ratio on that one. Next up, another Veritas rod. This is a 7.6 medium heavy, but this is a moderate fast tip. You know, for throwing top orders, I got a buzz bait on here. I'll throw that, a spook, and that's pretty much it for this type of rod. Maybe if I'm cranking and I want to, you know, a little bit longer cast, I'll throw a big crankbait on this. Another one, Corrado 200E7, 7-to-1 gear ratio on that one. Next rod, back to the Dobbins. Can't say enough about the Dobbins. I did have one problem with this rod though. The handle started turning on me, so I just put some tape on there, problem solved. This is a Dobbin 734C. It's a 7'3" 4-power rod, which is a heavy, but compared to the Veritas rods which I started with, which are pretty stiff rods, this is like more of like a little bit, so it's still a fast tip and not like a moderate fast, but it still has a little bit more bend to it than a typical fast tip like from a Veritas. So I use it for spinner baits. It's just too soft in my opinion, what I'm used to for jigs. So I pretty much use spinner baits on this, and that's about it. I got another Dobbins here, another 734, and I do use this rod for frogs. So frogs and spinner baits. I like to use it for a frog just because it's a little bit shorter rod, 7'3", get a little bit more accurate cast in the tighter areas, and it has that fast tip. Like I said, it's a little bit softer, so it helps that fish take it and me not lose them. I'm not really good with landing fish on a frog. I kind of swing too early, so this rod helps out. Another Dobbins. 766 flip rod. This rod I've had for I think about 4 years now. Zero problems with it. This is my flipping rod. I use this 90% of the time when I'm flipping anything from a 1/2 ounce jig and up into any type of cover. Real stiff rod, 7'6". Once again, this is a fast action, but it's stiff. It loads up doesn't load up much. It's a real stiff tip, so it's good to work the jigs. You know, pretty accurate. You feel it real good. I got a Shimano Corrado E7 on there again, 7-1. And I got Power Pro 65-pound braid, and sometimes I'll tie a leader on. It's a 20-pound. This is actually a 25-pound trilene fluorocarbon. I'll use 20-pound Seaguar fluorocarbon. Get them on work. That's that. Next up, got a Powell Max 3D 775, which is 7 foot 7 inches, 5 power, which is medium heavy, but I would call it pretty much comparing to the Dobbin rod, we'll call it a heavy action. This rod is another utility rod for me. I'll throw a swim jig on it, I'll flip with it, anything that has to do with that nature, Texas rigs. Good, really good lighter jig rod. I got a 3/8 on here. I mean, it'll still work with a 1/2 ounce. Once I get into that range, I like the Dobbins. The heavy flipping one, just it balances real good with a 1/2 ounce and up. So we got a 3/8 on there, another Shimano Corrado. This one's labeled E5, but I did have it sent in and got to change to 7-to-1 gear ratio. And I got 50-pound Power Pro on this braid. Next up, got another Powell Max 704 CB. This is a cranking rod, so 7 foot. Medium action with a moderate fast tip, perfect for crank. I've had this rod, one of my first rods in 2010 too that I got, and it's still holding up great. Great for, like, you know, square bills, the small 1.5s. I even throw the 2.5s on here, no problem. Got a Shimano Sitica in this one. That's 6:2-to-1, I believe, is the gear ratio. And I got 40-pound Power Pro braid. You get a really long cast with the braid here on these cranks. Holds up just fine. Next rod is one of my swim bait rods, my lightest swim bait rod. It's a Daiwa Heartland, 7'6", heavy power, moderate fast tip. Got a Shimano Cardiff 300 HA on there. Got 65-pound Power Pro, and I'll usually tie it with anything that has treble hooks on it. I'll usually put a leader on it, like this 25-pound mono. That's that stuff. Got a ReeLing S-Wave on here. Great rod for the price when I got it. For throwing these lighter swim baits, anything, you know, 2 ounces or under works pretty well. So that. This rod I got this season for throwing the big 8-inch Huddlesons, which I've barely even thrown because it's extremely heavy. This is a Puma Guide Select 711 extra heavy. I got a Shimano Cardiff 400 HA on there. Good reel, handles it well. It's a low gear ratio, 5-something-to-1. And I got 65-pound. I got 65-pound Power Pro braid on that. Rod works great for, you know, those bigger baits. I would say anything 3 ounces and up works pretty well. Loads up great for that. That's it for all the rods I use pretty much every time I go fishing. And I just got an older Veritas rod, it's a 7-foot medium that broke on me. That's that. So that's my rod and reel arsenal updated 2015. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one.